Nice new intro.
Oh, kind of new, not really. We've been rocking it for a while now. But I know you're a busy man. You
I am.
popular.
Last I was on, we still the Adult Swim intro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like 2 or
I
3
know a
weeks
little.
ago.
Should change the backgrounds. Depends on when Dak's not here, but oh well, fuck it. That's up. All right, y'all. It's 31 nights of Hallowstream. Y'all know it's in the spirit of the fucking ABC family when they do the 31 nights of Halloween. Then we got 25 days of Christmas. So yeah, that shit's coming in December. It'd be around for that. But I mean, tonight's topic is not so lighthearted. I mean, I'm passionate about it. Leon, verbatim said, "I do what you say. I don't give a fuck. I could give a fuck less. I couldn't give a fuck less. Shit like that.
No. So here's the deal. I am passionate about it. The thing is, where your passion and my passion are, there seems to be conflict, which is a-okay because this is that good shit. This is what these conversations like that are for. Like you and I are homies. We talked on the phone earlier. Like, yo, we disagree on some shit, but that
Yeah.
makes for some good conversations. So
All right. So yeah, we're going. If he has time, depending on how long this shit'll go, we got some other light topics. I had been wanting to talk to you about. I'm just gonna ask you: did you ever see the some article about the Dragon Ball Super or Toriyama's editor saying Super suck? Did you ever see that?
I haven't read it. I actually have it saved in my watch later or my read later queue, like on my phone, my articles. But I haven't actually sat down and read it yet because I've had so many other things I've got to do for YouTube and whatnot. Because I was gonna do like a whole video on it. My Dragon Ball videos never do well.
Man, well, I don't have to tell you, bro, but it doesn't matter. I want to hear you talk about that, hear your thoughts on it. 'Cause, I've been shitting on it, but you and Dax are like way harder Dragon Ball fans than I am. Y'all super passionate. So
Super passionate.
I am. I couldn't fit GT or Grand Tour into that, but anyway, I'm a GT fanboy, stan, whatever you call it.
It's so passionate that you
Blazer.
can die. Ma.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Fuck Daima, bro.
Oh, did you see what I did there?
I understand what you did. I wish you hadn't. But I don't want to waste my wishes. So it happened. It's here. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about the dog stuff because I text him. I text him passionately. I said your boy was tripping. You want me to say exactly what I said?
It's up to you, bro. It's up to you. I don't mind. Like, we can share DMs and share texts and whatnot. By the way, actual text, not just on fucking DMs shit like that. Me and a homie, we text. We got each other's number. So yeah, don't
Bro,
give that.
I know. No. I'm just gonna read it. All right. So I told Leon, I said, I gotta react to your video on the dog stuff tonight. Your take was retarded, negligent, and disrespectful, but I still love you, brother. And this boy laughed and said, "What the fuck?" No, he didn't. He said, "All right." He was just like, "How?" And then I was like, "Yeah, man. Let's just let me call you. Let's talk about it." So I got your video pulled up, and then I got some dog stuff because I will say this: in my pursuit to prove you wrong, to find these negative comments, I struggled. I actually struggled finding some of this stuff, which I appreciated
Hopefully that's
because
a good sign. Like,
it's a very good sign because it means more people are knowledgeable, more trainers are making videos, making content, which I got to do better about. But like educating people and people are more, it seems to be more open. Usually when you go to those videos though, it mostly does consist of people who are genuinely interested. And then you have those sprinkles of like haters or whatever. Usually where that conversation comes from is the balanced trainers versus purely positive training. So, I mean, context clues y'all can kind of pick up, but like the purely positive people are just like praise and treats and affection
they're
and
like
shit like
participation
that.
trophy parents if you're a parent.
They definitely are. The issue is those type of trainers don't do well when it comes with dogs with actual like aggression or crazy reactivity stuff like that because then those methods don't work. So they're the ones that's like, oh, the collars are abusive and all that shit with that. But yeah, like I said, man, a lot of people were I couldn't find the shit that I was looking for. So that's good. But I did find an example of a trainer. Let me just go ahead and bring that up.
Yeah, go
So
for it. Real quick, let's state our opinions that for those of you that like maybe didn't watch the show earlier and whatnot. So we were reacting. I was reacting on my channel to the Hasan Piker situation using an e-collar. I'll say it properly, an e-collar on his dog, which has assumingly has a shocking effect to it. That's one of the options that has a shock effect, which to my knowledge can be turned up, too high. You can turn, it has different settings. Now, my position.
All right, I'm gonna go get my collar because I said I was going. I'm gonna do it on stream.
All right, sounds good. While you do that, I'll explain my position because you know it already. You watched me earlier. My position was, I don't care that they're used. I don't think they're inherently bad. I think that e-collars, shot collars, whatever, the technical term is e-collars. Shot collar has bad connotation to it, but they are like anything else. They're a tool. They're not inherently bad. And if you've got a good trainer using it properly, got it on the proper settings, it's completely fine. They're not inherently abusive. And the way Hasan was using it was abusive. And AJ was in chat and he was watching. I was getting his opinions as a dog trainer. Near the end of the reaction video, AJ was saying that the way people are talking about this could have negative ramifications on the dog training community. And I said, I don't give a fuck about the dog training community because that's a small group of people, whereas Hasan has got thousands, if not millions of people over the course of a year watching him. That's a far bigger community. And that's where AJ and I have our disagreement. And yeah, he's got one of the e-collars right now. He's about to show you.
So I got the e-collar. So a little bit of my background. So yes, I'm a dog trainer. When back in Memphis, I didn't dog train professionally. I was just doing it, and I just got real fucking good at it. Cesar Millan is my fucking inspiration. So I was watching a lot of his videos, absorbing a lot of his content, reading his books and whatnot. So yeah, I got into like working with dogs. I have my own dogs. Fast forward, I moved out here to Texas. Then I started working at a place. Maybe I can say the name. I can say the name, whatever. I was working at a place called Sit Me and Sit. And their method is like day one, they put the collar on the dog. Now my issue, because you keep saying that I'm a dog trainer and all that, which I definitely fucking am. But I don't do it for anybody else now. I just do it myself.
All right, so you're an ex-dog trainer, but I mean, even if you're not doing it for a company,
no, still dog trainer. You're right. You're right.
Do it. You do dog training. Like you get paid to do it right now.
So I was going to bring up that's like anecdotal, but I'm not necessarily struggling with a client right now. But this whole, like I was saying with the reactivity thing, like I have a client that's dealing with that right now. His dog got out and fucking attacked another dog, and we only did one session and we worked on the stuff, and it was only an hour session. I can only cover so much, but how it fucking happened, I told him not to do it. People, do not let your backyard raise your dog. Do not throw your dog out there and then just be on the fucking inside. Outside is to be enjoyed by the pack. But then the e-collar stuff and how I was saying like the reactivity and my issue. I don't want to be jumping all over the place, but when I was talking to you, I was saying like, this is kind of spoiling some of the conversation, but I was saying like, you say you love these dogs, but then I'm not going to say talk shit about the collar, but when I say like the negligent terminology that we use, like with the shock collar or whatever, I was saying like that hurts because we're trying to tell people it's a good tool. You can use it. Yes, it does shock the dog, but you can abuse it on higher levels. Lower levels, the dog simply.
In my opinion, what I said on the show, and we can pull it up if need be. So like
we're gonna pull it up. We got it right here. So I'm saying this is why I was so passionate about it, because I see this conversation, and then I got a video. Like I said, I got a video of that where this guy, and it's a skit, okay, but he experienced like that conversation on a day-to-day basis. This dude is Tom Davis from No Bad Dog Training. So like a lot of people are hesitant to it. But anyway, so I was working for the company, and they automatically throw this thing on the dog. And while it does have its place, any reputable trainer that you watch, they will say the dog should have a good foundation of these things already. They should know these things. The collar simply opens up your dog's world. So your dog should know the obedience commands. They should be accountable. They should come when you call it. They should leave stuff alone. Great recall, all that good shit. The collar simply allows your dog to safely be off leash. For example, and I'll tell people when I do suggest the collar to them, there was a So my German Shepherd, I don't have him anymore. My ex has him, okay, but he's fucking amazing. Yeah, basically, because she took him without my consent, okay. But he was like her service animal at the same time or whatever. So but I would take my dogs off leash all the time. I break the fucking rules. All right. Because most of the time, law enforcement or whatever, they don't give a shit if they see your dog is like under control or whatever.
I mean, I mentioned on this exact live stream that I did. I'm dog sitting my neighbor's dogs right now. They're out of town on their honeymoon. One of them is leash trained, one of them is off leash trained. And so, like when I take them out to go to the bathroom and whatnot, only one of them's on leash. The one that's off leash trained stays with me the whole time. He stays with the other dog. They go to the bathroom. They do their business. We go back in the house. Like, so yeah. I mean, I don't even have an issue with off leash training as long as the dog is well fucking trained.
All right. So yeah, I definitely make sure I'm not around people. And this I only have one fucking collar. So going back to my so I'm giving an example of when I could have benefited from the collar, but this was before my dog training days. And then I'll fast forward to like my dog training days for the company. So back home in Memphis, Tennessee, we had a 100-acre off-leash dog park. It was fucking amazing. It was a great tool to train your dog. I would go outside of the dog park because the deer roamed outside of the dog park because obviously the fucking predators are in the dog park. And me and my dogs were like, we would chase deer. Okay. We would chase all types of, fucking little animals or whatever. But the deer it was just fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? It felt like a caveman. It felt like it was primitive. It awoke into something in us. But they had amazing recall. So of course I couldn't keep up, because I wasn't going to my wolf form because we was out in public. But I couldn't keep up. My stamina wasn't there. So I would be able to call them off from the deer. But one time I got frisky and the German Shepherd, he was the fastest, he the athlete. So I let him continue on in there. And that very fucking negligent because a goddamn buck could have stabbed his ass, could have fucked him up or whatever. But he went in and I waited till I recall him. Like I let him go. And then he didn't come back for a while. So me and Zuko, my black boy, we like circled that whole fucking like densely forested area, didn't find him until I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go put Zuko up in the car, and then I'm gonna go and look for him myself. But when we went to the car, Mako was waiting at the car. So I was like, thank you, God. Like I was blessed. That situation could have, not ended so well for me. But if I would have had an e-collar on him, I could have tapped on the collar and he could have recalled to that position. So I train my dogs without the collar. Okay. It wasn't that I was opposed to it. I knew that it had its purpose. I just know that I didn't know how to use it. So I didn't want to fuck that shit up in the beginning. So I was like, all right, well, I'll wait till I'm a more seasoned trainer, till I'm more knowledgeable. So now fast forward, I work for the place. Sit means sit. And yeah, basically they let me go. And they didn't exactly say why. The lady, she just said, because we're in Texas, I don't have to give you a reason. I'm pretty sure it was because I'm tooting my own horn. My dogs were trained without the collar. So, people would go in and see like everybody else's dogs and all the other trainers' dogs with the collar on, and mine weren't. So they was like, why this dog doesn't have a collar? And then when we do and it's not because I didn't want it. I just couldn't fucking afford it at the time until they just gave me one for free because I worked there. And then when it was time so we'll keep the dog for a week or 2 weeks. Sorry to bore y'all. Sorry to bore y'all. Again, this is a topic that I'm very fucking passionate about. So when it was time to give the dogs over to the owners, they were like assuring people that these collars were going to fix all their dogs' problems. And I was like, no, that's not true. I know that for a fact. And then when that new manager came in, this guy that was saying this, that's first week of him being there, I was walking a client dog, and his dog was out off leash with the fucking collar on. And there are two dominant dogs, right? So if they ever was to come in contact, it would be an instant fight. So I go outside with the dog, and then his dog fucking bolts over and then starts attacking the client dog in my hand. And not it wasn't like drawing blood. He was like biting his nuts. Like he was it was just like dominance. He was just like, you know what I'm saying? It was like that. He was biting, but it was more so to prove a point. And it's a crazy situation, but I was not letting the client dog return because I was like, bro, if these two dogs get the lock in, that's gonna be a whole nother thing. So and this guy, is going higher up on the collar, like going high on the numbers, and he's trying to fucking shock the dog, and it wasn't responding. So what these people don't tell you is that in certain instances, your dog can completely blow off the collar. Once the adrenaline get going, once they get focused or whatever, a lot of times it doesn't help. So I would always tell people your first tool, your main tool should always be your relationship with your dog. So going back to what I was saying with my dogs with the the human animal
The
relationship,
recall.
the
Yeah.
the recall, the obedience, all that type of stuff is first and foremost. That should be the main concern. The collar is just extra. So as we're like giving these dogs back over to the clients, I was like, I'm constantly telling them like, you should, practice all this other stuff first. And I'm telling the owner and the manager, dude, like I can't in good faith like tell people that this shit's going to solve their problems because I saw it firsthand. It doesn't. So anyway, I think me being vocal about a lot of that shit, as well as this dominant dog that I was telling you about, like I'm sitting there laying down, chilling with a bunch of aggressive dogs. Motherfuckers like, you supposed to be here to train the dogs, not to love and pet on them. And then, I'm big and bad. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm building a relationship with the dog. It ain't my fault that you can't do the shit. Anyway, I was talking mad shit there. So anyway, I'm pretty sure that contributed to why they let me go. But this is the collar, okay? I only fucking have one because they are expensive, but they are great fucking tools. And I'm not shitting on Sit Mean Sit, okay? Because that was the one company that I was working at, but it's like franchise. So, people do whatever they want at those. But yeah, I have this collar and I use it for only one of my dogs because he is reactive. So if he sees another dog, which he's great with dogs, I got fucking 8. Okay. Obviously he's great with dogs. And then he's been great with like any of the client dogs that I've brought that I've been boarded. But like dominant dogs, if they like, hey bro, let's go. He like, well, fuck it, let's go. So then there's a fucking fight. But he's like great with like puppies, older dogs. So it's his good outweighs his bad. But when he's off leash, I'll make sure to have this bitch on in case he see a dog and they get to sizing each other up from a distance. So what we would do is we would show people the collar and then we would have them use it in their hand. Like I said, I was the only fool that would put it on my neck, not in front of clients, but just like some weird shit. And if you do it on your neck, what it is, it sends like, yes, it does put a little shock. But as you go to higher numbers, yes, it fucking hurts. But it's like when you lick the D battery or C battery or whatever, one of them fucking batteries, and you get that little tingle. It's like that, man. So some people might be into it.
That was what I described earlier. That's why I said the shock collars. Again, whether you like the term or not, that is the common colloquial term. That's what most people are going to say or think. Shock collars are, it's like when you fucking build up some static electricity in your fucking socks or whatnot, and you touch something and it shocks you. That shock doesn't hurt when you get shocked. It's more of a jolt of surprise or whatnot.
Yes, and that's another thing. Which again, I'm gonna say I'm not defending Hasan in any way. Okay. Because of the situation, but just because the dog yelps doesn't automatically mean it's too high. Sometimes it just shocks the dog, as in like surprises it. Or yes, sometimes the numbers are too high. But when you're looking for a dog's working number, which is supposed to be the lowest setting that the dog responds on, sometimes you do go too high and then the dog will yelp and you're like, oh shit, my bad. I need to go down. And usually with a situation like that is you don't notice the signs leading up to it, or the dog is like very subtle and it's hard to notice, or you have some dog with like super thick skin or thick like hair or
Right.
whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you and I can agree the fact that he had that bitch too high, and it's very obvious he used it for the wrong fucking reason.
Yes. My issue, and we'll I think I say some of it in chat. My issue was I'm seeing everybody saying he's shocking his dog, which objectively, yes, he fucking was. Okay, he was. We agree on that. I'm saying that when you call it a shock collar and then you say he's shocking his dog, people don't know how the thing actually works. So they assume this collar automatically shocks dogs. So then it turns people away. They're more apprehensive to use the device when it's a tool. Yes, it can be used to shock the fuck out of your dog into compliance, but on lower numbers, it's simply just a little tingle. And your job as the human who's created this fucking device is to teach the dog that tingle means me. Pay attention to me. Now, different tingles or the beeps and vibrates mean different things to different people. So like I'll tell my clients, like if they have the tone, like the deep like that, you can use that for a come. So when they hear that, oh shit, I need to go to my person. The tap means I should be doing something, and the vibrate could be used as a correction because it's so I'm like different trainers use it for in different ways. But it's an amazing fucking tool. Okay. And before I get to shocking myself with this, let me respond to the chat because my bad, y'all. I just got straight to it. Ernosferatu, AJ loves shocking dogs. I love using the right tool for the dog. He's not just being funny though, but yes, I like the tool. But again, I only have one. All the rest of my dogs are fucking off-leash trained. And people follow my Instagram, the Pariah Pack. You will see my dogs. You will see them being off leash. Maybe I'll pull up a video of that, but they respond. I definitely don't rely on this shit because you can set, and with this certain one, this is the sport dog collar. You can set multiple dogs to one collar. So like this has a low, medium, high function. Y'all see that? Low, medium, high. So you can set 3 different collars to this remote. And the only issue is because you got a dog per button, then you can't use, like I can't use low for a certain dog. You know what I'm saying? I might have to use high for a certain dog.
Like whatever you have a setting on it affects all of them.
Yeah, so then you gotta fuck with your numbers and have it on the right setting to where it's fair to all 3 dogs. That's just too much technology for me. I don't want to deal with that. So anyway, Words of Paradise. Every time he come through, he support. Even when he not on the panel, this man supports.
This was not to win y'all over because I think I'm right or what, I know that sort of thing. I just like support my boy. This ain't like butter him up, be like, yo, agree with me. I sent you money, bitch. Like,
he always says that. But this man has definitely been on the channel more than 1 time, more than 2 times, maybe 5. Just kicking shit, just hanging out. And we would love to have you more, but he be hanging out with hot chicks. You know, you got Cindy and Moxie and all the cool kids. Leon's that guy. Attach yourself to better whites, people. That's how you stay up in this YouTube game. I got to give you some a clip for that. It's AJ Stream, so everything Leon says is wrong. Thank you. I guess I was trying to get straight to it because I'm kind of meandering. I'm all over the place, but for you, you know what? Okay. All right, this is for you. I know you love the Naruto clip, but check this out. I know you haven't seen it though, so this is for you, Leon.
Take your shit! Get the fuck out of my seat!
Sir!
Kick that monkey bitch off the plane!
Sir, you need to stop. They are children. Please stop.
Monkey!
Stop, Kay. It is not necessary.
That's fucking great.
You know the reference, right?
I know that. I actually just learned that reference last week. I'd seen the video, but I'd never watched it with sound on because I was like, oh, whatever, some dumb retard dude in the Burger King ad. And the other day, fucking Al Baldwin's fingers like, no, dude, turn the volume on. What are you doing? And I watched it and I fucking lost my shit. So yeah, that's hilarious.
That monkey bitch off the plane. All right. Fucking puns, man. What up, peepers? Dog talk, man. We got a black cat in the chat. All right, but he's in some titties. So it's allowed. Cryptic, fake fan. Gal Kyramon. I hope I'm saying that right. Elsewhere, I don't know what y'all talking about. Nate Annual, what is up, bro? Hail the lore. What up, Hail? We're not really talking about nerd shit. We talking about the dog stuff, the Hasan stuff. Dempsey, what's up, everyone? What is up? Oh shit! And Dempsey dropped it. He dropped the Instagram. Somebody will drop the YouTube. I gotta make more videos. Okay, I know. But now, Nate Annual, my cousin came through. He living with me. He should be helping me with the dog content.
That's your old Instagram. Well, I just followed that. I only follow your main Instagram apparently. Well, I'm following now.
Thank you. You didn't have to. That you did. Dax does a better Leon impression than I could ever do. Dax, when you come around, bro, you gotta hear that. All right, y'all. So this is the collar. Okay, I guess y'all said this is what Hasan is not showing you. I got my fucking prongs, whatever you want to call them.
I was gonna ask you if they came out on this model because some people say there's models they do and others they don't, and shit like that.
So I don't know where the original box is, but there's like different sizes because of the dog. Like I was saying with the husky, like you have a husky and then little chihuahuas. That was another thing, bro. I was like, you got this fat ass box on these little tiny dogs' necks, man. It was just too much. It's so unnatural. But yeah, that's what it comes with, and you can screw these things off. And they have
people in
another
my
one.
chat were saying that about the ones they use on their dogs have like different settings and stuff like that. Or not different settings, but different size prongs.
Yeah, they got different sizes, different lengths, and they also come with, or if it doesn't come with, you can call the company and they'll send you some for free. But like I think copper tips, because a lot of dogs are have allergic reactions to the whatever type of metal that is. So that's what that is, people. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on myself, and I did it earlier. Like I said, I've done it before, so we're not gonna go all the way up to fucking 7. All right, I'm not into the shock. What is it when people shocking each other for sexual pleasure?
That. Yeah. I don't remember the words, but yeah. All
right, so this is vibrate. You push the vibrate, bam, and then you got low, medium, high, and then prove y'all that I'm vibrating it. Can you hear that?
Coming through.
All right, so it is on and it's blinking. So when I say find your dog's lowest working number, what I mean is you start off at vibrate, and I'm sweating. I'm in the goddamn garage. You start off at 1 and put it on my neck. Bam, I feel nothing. Low, medium, high, I feel nothing. So what the goal is when you're introducing the collar to your dog is you start off at those at low. On 1, and then you slowly go up in numbers until you see your dog respond. And what that'll look like is they'll probably turn it subtle. Okay, so they might just start looking around out of nowhere. They might do that. Whatever direction the collar is by placement on their neck, they might turn in that direction. So you're looking for signs like that. The ear might twitch. So what I was saying, like sometimes the dog will yelp, and you're not shocking it on purpose. It's sometimes you miss a couple of those signs, and then when you go up on a number too high, and then the dog yelp, and then
now,
like I said,
in your opinion though, what are the odds that that's what happened? There was an accident with Hasan, given how he reacted. Because to me, it seems like after he does that, then he calls her a baby and shit and says she's spoiled. To me, this implies this is normal for him.
Leon, okay, I've said this. I'm not defending Hasan, okay?
No, I know you're not defending Hasan, but I'm asking for people that don't know or whatnot, for your like opinion as somebody who has seen this and used these devices. Would you agree with my assessment as a normie?
I definitely agree. Okay. And why? And I'll go through it in the video. Like I know that's not what's the case, and I did say it in the chat, I believe, or maybe not extensively, because
you and I were on the same page for a solid 80% of this. It wasn't until near the end where we started to disagree.
All right, so on 2, I feel it a little bit. I just did low, medium, high. Don't feel it. Okay, now I'm on 3. Y'all can't really see it, but now I'm on 3. Low, don't, medium. Oh, I feel. Oh shit. Okay, I feel it on 3. I'm not even gonna put.
You feel it on high on 3 then.
I felt it on medium 3. Okay. Now I'm on 4. All right. All right. I don't want to do it again. That was a real little jump, people. That was retarded. Okay, so I am a 4. So if I was a dog, then I would say, okay, fucking 4 is my dog's working number. The issue with a lot of people, and when I say it's a tool so you can't abuse it, is so many people, again, don't have that basic foundation with their dog to where the dog is not listening, so they try to shock them into compliance. And this is where Hasan comes in, to where he already, to answer your question, he already had it set to a high number. And I did see some trainers that would do this. They would have certain dogs' numbers set to high because they knew they were going to get off the no, they knew the dog would like get off, so they'll have it because
$50 super chat and he'll do it all the way up. $50 super chat,
bro. No, the fuck I won't. No, the fuck I won't. I'm not doing that. Oh shit. So hell, he ain't. I don't know if he talking shit about it, but saying it's unnecessary. So the conversation is out there. The opinion is out there. So that's how the collar works, people. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Fuck no to that $50 super chat shit. I think I'd rather dress up as a woman.
I'm going to disagree with Halo on this. I would not say it's an unnecessary device. Again, I would say that it's just like a gun. Would you say it's unnecessary to shoot somebody? I would say no. It's a tool. It depends on the situation. If somebody is mugging you, you use your goddamn gun on them. Like if you've got a dog that's going lockjaw on another dog or on human or whatnot, and you shot the shit out of them, no, that is necessary. Again, tools are not good or evil. They are not necessarily unnecessary. Like they are tools.
Yeah, but so this is why again I was so passionate in this, because people again they just hear shot collar, and that is why these companies or trainers, we say e-collar, we've termed coined it. It's coined the right term anyway, but it's e-collar because it's electric pulse. That's electrostimulation that's sent through the dog's neck, through the dog's body. All right, let's watch the video. That's context, okay, but this is what happened. This is the Hasan shit. I got to go back a little bit because this is after he shocks the dog.
One of my favorite jokes of all time is a Stephen Wright joke. Right before mine happened.
All right, y'all was talking about the pregnant chick.
Yeah, we were talking about the pregnant
from yesterday,
chick,
and probably one of just the biggest topics in general, which is
more cost reason as to why violence,
right, so this is
emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay, it's the same reason as to why America. Kaya,
all right, it's about to happen. Fucking, I'll just let it happen.
Please just fucking go. Just stop.
His fucking argument.
Do we want to react to you or?
Well, so the thing is, you were taking issues with certain things that I had said and whatnot. So, like, 'cause we've all seen this clip, and obviously, I mean, you and I had discussions about this while I was reacting. So, I'd say that if the conversation's about like how you and I differ, the issues you have with how I presented this, then I would say yeah, because people need the context of what I had said and where you and I disagree. But you and I also didn't disagree till a ways later in, because you and I actually mostly agreed up until near the end of it.
Fuck no, Dempsey. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. You don't need animals if you need to shock animals, period.
You don't need a gun if you're never going to use it.
See, I really don't know how to respond to that, because I would have to know what he means by, like, are you saying the tool altogether you shouldn't be using it? Or are you saying, like, if you need to go up high on numbers to get your dog to comply, then you shouldn't be using it? I agree with the second one, but the first one is the argument that I'm telling you, Leon, that I hear so often, and what hurts the dog training community, because a lot of dogs benefit from that collar. But people hear shock. People are so fucking soft. Humans are so fucking garbage that they like treat the dog like a fucking baby, as opposed to the predator that it fucking is, not realizing that they're denser, they're tougher than we are, they can take shit. And I just shocked myself. So I just showed you, like, the collar is not going to automatically shock your fucking dog. It's the humans that sends it up and gets to shocking the dogs. But it's because they don't have a great relationship with the dog, and they haven't done the basic obedience, and they don't have that relationship necessary to give your dog a
and the
a
idea
safe
you don't
off
need
leash.
animal if you need to shock animals. Can you make that? I'll make the same argument. You don't need to be a farmer if you're using an electric fence. But no, that's retarded. They exist for a reason. Electric fences are not to keep humans out of your fucking farmland. I mean, that's a dual secondary purpose. But the electric fences, which I have grabbed, I grew up, on farmland, and I've grabbed before. They don't harm you. They numb you, and it's not comfortable. It's definitely uncomfortable, but it's not like, it is not like, oh, you get electrocuted like in some fucking Looney Tunes. No, electric fences are so that when animals try and get out of their pen or whatnot, they learn, oh shit, I ain't doing that again. So again, the logic of you don't need to shock animals, it just falls apart.
Yeah, because I would say if that's the case, then you would have to, consistency. Then you would have to talk about, like, the living conditions of, like, the feeder animals. So, like, the pigs and the cattle, and, like, those conditions. It's like, that's more inhumane than, like the stock gate.
No, hold on. Hail the Lord. No, a gun is a tool. If you use it for protection, then that's how you are using it. But a gun is a tool. It can be used for many things. It can be used for protection, can be used for cold-blooded murder.
See, we're not gonna get sidetracked. But if people bring their argument out in the chat, more people, then I'm just saying, man, that's the discourse around it. That's why I said it was negligent on your behalf, and how
But,
you kind of
what part was
said some things.
negligent when everything you said, I also said and I agreed with? I'm still confused on the negligence part because
When
you and I
I
had
said
the exact same argument.
when I said you were still calling it a shot collar when it's called an e-collar, and then later on when you were saying you don't give a fuck about the wording
That's
making
not what
a
I said. I don't
small
give a
group
fuck
of
about. I
people.
think you may have misunderstood. That's not what I said. I don't give a fuck
Okay,
about.
hold on. But when I heard you say, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll see it in the video. When you're saying you don't give a fuck about a small group of people's job being harder, if it
Yeah.
came to pointing out Hasan and the piece of shit human he was. So I'm
Correct.
saying it was negligent to me because we're talking about this tool that actually helps animals, but you were more so focused on this streamer, whatever the fuck, and
So
pointing
that's not what I'm
the
focused on.
finger
So
at him or whatever,
right. So here's the
and
deal.
pointing him out
Here's
to be the
why.
bad person.
No. 'Cause I think this is an important distinction to make, and you know, so you and I pretty interesting spiel there, and I mean that probably like legitimately interesting about like the history and use of the tool and whatnot. Here's the point that I was making when I said I don't give a fuck about the job. So you've got the Bolshevik Revolution. I don't know if you know what the Bolshevik Revolution is or not. I'm not saying that to insult your intelligence. Bolshevik Revolution.
I don't know a
was
lot of things.
So no worries. So here's my perspective. When I say I don't give a fuck about the dog training community and making their job harder, I mean that, and here's why. So in the 1920s, you had the Bolshevik Revolution, which was a communist revolution, and because of this communist revolution, there was a famine and they started eating dogs. And then right after World War II, you had the Soviets take control of Berlin and they forced out the Western Allies, and then communist Soviets caused a famine. So what they do, they ate dogs. In the 70s, you had the Khmer Rouge Revolution under Pol Pot in Cambodia. And what happened? A famine. They started eating dogs. What's going on right now in communist China? They started eating dogs. So the reason I'm fixating so heavy on the streamer stuff is because I am reacting to a communist here, somebody who advocates for communist beliefs. And if he gets his way, and he is an individual with a lot of influence, this job that so many people have, these dog trainers and whatnot, they're not going to have a fucking job. It won't exist because, as we've seen historically throughout the rise of communism, dogs get fucking eaten. So no, I don't care about the jobs. So those jobs won't exist if he gets his way.
All right, my pushback will be dog training will still be a profession because people still need dogs. We've had dogs since the dawn of man, I guess, since we became homo something fucking not gay, but you know what I'm saying, when we started the evolution
from Homo erectus to Homo sapien, and I would push back onto that saying if
hold on. What I was
continue.
What I was saying was there's still going to be certain breeds for certain things. So like we're still going to be working with livestock. Protection is still going to be a thing.
No, not under communism. We're not. No. Under communism, we're not. There's a flaw in your logic. Under communism, we're not, and that is what he is advocating. So this individual, you
would have to show me proof of that because
I just gave you 5 examples. I give you 5 examples of communist famines where they ate dogs.
All you said was that they ate dogs. Okay, there's such thing as there's a certain thing as breeds being used as the feeder dogs. So we eat these dogs.
No, but that's not what dogs are still communist revolutions.
But that's what I'm saying. You would have to show me proof of that because I don't know that exactly. All you said was they ate dogs.
Yeah, I'll just all right here. Give me one more.
So you would have to show me that all dogs were being eaten or candidates were being eaten, and that they didn't still hold a certain breed of dogs to eat, just like how we have. Yes, just like we have certain animals that we eat and certain breeds of these animals that we eat, as opposed to.
I think here's where you and I's logic is differing. Under a famine, what you're explaining is a luxury of when there is no famine. A famine means there's no food. If there's no food, the luxury of differentiating between these types of breeds is out the window. You're eating everything because there's no food. In North Korea, there's a famine right now. You can be put in North Korea as also communist nation. If you're caught eating bugs, you're put to death.
All right, just find it for me. I don't know how hard that'll be. I feel like it'll be hard, but you'll have to show me that all dogs were being eaten and that there weren't jobs that dogs still held. Because I can see, and this is what I've said, during the apocalypse, I'm not opposed to eating unnecessary dogs or dogs that aren't contributing to the betterment of people or the livelihood of people. So, for example, Zuko, I said Zuko, he's a great sentry dog. You know, he's great at like tracking small animals. Iroh and Kyoshi are great at like big game. They will have a purpose to me. But when it comes to a little fucking like little chihuahua, or some little tiny little fucking, not necessarily a Pomeranian, but like a
Right, so
Yorkie or some shit like that, I'm eating that shit, bro.
share,
Unless
share my screen, and this will be one example. Share my screen.
okay.
So this is about the Bolshevik Revolution. Let me read this whole thing. So this is about whether they ate dogs. Yes, the historical evidence that people ate dogs and other animals during the extreme famine that followed the Bolshevik Revolution, particularly during the Russian famine of 1921-1922, conditions created by the revolution and subsequent civil war led to a widespread starvation and forced many to resort to desperate measures. Now, here's where it gets important. Desperate diet. One account from the period mentions that starving people ate almost everything that could be swallowed, including dogs, cats, horses, raw seeds, and grass. Symbolic slaughter. Some dogs were killed for reasons other than hunger. For instance, some bourgeois hounds, a breed associated with aristocracy, were deliberately slaughtered by revolutionaries who saw them as symbols of the ruling class. Widespread famine. The starvation was caused by several factors stemming from the chaos of time, including food shortages and transport disruptions, World War I, the Russian Civil War, a devastating drought, beyond animal consumption.
Hold on. I'm reading the rest of the Civil War part. Doing which outside seized food from the peasantry. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then beyond animal consumption, the famine was so severe, some people in their desperation resorted to cannibalism. Authorities reportedly turned a blind eye to these acts, viewing them as a survival method. So here's the dealio. If things are so bad, we are resorting to cannibalism. Do you think there are still dogs being used as just, oh, there's a profession involved? No, there's no professions at this point.
Yeah.
People are, it's so bad we're eating each other. There weren't like, oh, these kinds of breeds are cool. Even humans were getting eaten.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is my and this is not limited to the Khmer Rouge or to the Bolshevik Revolution. We see this exact same thing happen under the Khmer Rouge, which was in the 70s. We saw the same thing happen in North Korea right now. Again, we saw the same thing happen in Berlin immediately following World War II. So that's when I say that I don't care about the dog train community. I'm being hyperbolic. It's not that I actually don't care, but what I'm stating is that the message that Hasan peddles is so dangerous that it is far more important to address that than what is currently inconvenient luxuries of the first world when it comes to dog training.
Okay, so then I would say, how much influence does Hasan has over a communistic or our evolution into a communistic country?
He has enough influence that every single mainstream media outlet is writing about him as if he's a good person, as if he's a thought leader. He has enough influence that he is allowed to bring, and I'm not using this term hyperbolically, this actually happened. He is allowed to bring terrorists on Twitch, interview them, praise them, tell them to continue what they're doing, and suffer zero consequences, and actually be praised for doing so. He is in the top 10 streamers in the world, and he is the number one. They call him leftist. He's not leftist. He's a full-on communist. He is the number one leftist streamer in the world. His sphere of influence, he has millions upon millions of viewers per year. And he suffers no consequences for any of these. So even if he himself actually does nothing because he's in the comfort of his own home streaming, his rhetoric and everything he's stating can inspire and does inspire individuals like the individuals that, for example, killed Charlie Kirk. So yeah, his words and his platform do have power. And when you see the rise of people in our age group, millennials, believing that communism is a goal to strive for, he is a part of that. Yeah.
I would say, sure, he's influential, but our country moving to communism, you talk about shadow government, and I talk about events being orchestrated. I would say that these things were happening before him. He is just a tool.
Yes, I would agree with that. I just think, much like these e-collars, he's a very effective tool.
Yeah. So I would say there's that. And while the country possibly was moving towards communism before him and outside of him, like other individuals that might be perpetuating the same fucking rhetoric or the same mindset. While that is being orchestrated, dogs are still in everybody's home, more so than communist propaganda. And dogs are being killed and, you know, euthanized, and the tool could help. So I guess I get what you're saying, what we're moving to. You're trying to, what is it, like go back in time and kill Hitler before he becomes Hitler. While I'm got to the point to where Hitler is already here. I'm trying to address the Hitler, the dog issue that's here.
I would say that you're half correct in that assessment. It's not necessarily that I wouldn't say that I'm trying to go back in time and kill Hitler so much so as I am I you know, when talking about Hasan and whatnot, it's that you know, if Hasan is a Hitler type individual, Hasan is a Hitler type individual. You got America supported Hitler until World War II. He was Time Magazine's Person of the Year in 1939. He was on the cover of the American magazine, Time Magazine, as the world's great up-and-coming leader. And so it's me, it's more about we are on that same track now. Now, I don't think Hasan's going to be a communist leader, but Hasan is going to be center stage and being one of the wise elders that brings forth the communist leader. So if we put Hitler on the cover of Time Magazine in 1939, and those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it, I think it's important to bring up this history. So again, is it that I don't care? No, I'm being hyperbolic for the sake of putting on an entertaining show. But I do think it is actually a very pressing problem that most people are too zoomed in on the picture to look at it, to take a step back and look at it big picture.
Okay, and you know, I told you I'm emotional about this, and I feel like negligent verbiage, your rhetoric with this, because it's something that, you know, I'm passionate about, and I'm trying to address now, and you're trying to fight a different fight, the bigger picture or whatever, as you say, as you claim. So just because of the dog stuff and the tool, and just because of what I saw,
and that's good, because like, if I tried to put on that same level of passion for the dog training aspect, it would be fake and hollow. Like, coming from you, it's real because you actually are passionate about it. Whereas it is not something that I know much about. It's not something that I have much, just knowledge of in general. So if I was to go on a live stream and talk about how hard this is for the dog trainers, that would be actual grifting. That would be like trying to sell a product, and you guys give me super chats for me saying all these morally virtuous things when like I, in my opinion, I can't in good conscience do that because I don't. It sounds bad to say I don't care, but at the end of the day, this is my job. Like you said with your when we came to the dog training earlier, it's like I don't feel like it is when you said to your previous employers, I'm not going to sell this to the owner as if this is their main tool. I'm not going to sell people shit that I don't believe in. So I'm not going to talk about the dog training stuff as if it's near and dear to my heart, when it's not, because I don't have much of an emotionally vested interest in it, because I don't know much about it. That I don't want to lie to my audience.
Yeah. To go back to the famine thing, I would say that is a civil, and correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. I don't remember every fucking point that the AI pulled up, but I would say that's points against America, not America, but civilization, soft as humans, because they were like, you can still use the dogs to hunt like squirrels and deer, and like there's game out there for us to go hunt. So the
reason you can't do that though is because, so what communism is, the state has complete control of everything, including nature. So like in many of these countries, the Khmer Rouge, Pol Pot's a good example of this.
Mm-hmm.
In North Korea, this actually happens now. If you kill a deer or if you kill any wild animal, what you actually killed was the state's deer. You killed the government's deer. You killed Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il's deer, and you're put to death for it. So you actually can't use a dog to go out and hunt, because if you're caught doing that, they'll put you and the dog to death.
I get that. What I'm saying is power to the people, okay? Fuck the government. If enough of us fought back and then just roamed into the woods and just lived caveman lives or whatever, some of us would survive, okay? Not everybody, but a lot of us would be the mountain men and like under the radar type shit, and we would, get stronger.
Unfortunately, while you're technically correct, unfortunately, when it comes to like people overthrowing governments and whatnot, the Bolshevik Revolution, for an example, That's what it was. The people were pissed off and fed up with the government, which at the time they actually had an economic system like America. They had a capitalist system. Because remember, this is the 1920s. This is only 100 years ago. We're talking, this was happening at the same time as like the gangster days here in America, the mob days, with like Al Capone and Prohibition and shit. And the same time over in Russia, this is happening. They actually had an economy like ours here in America. They had capitalism, and there was enough people that wanted communism and wanted Marxist ideology, which is what we're seeing in our Disney movies and stuff today, that said, you know what? As the people, we the people want the power. We're going to rise up and overthrow the government. And they were successful, and they did. And when they overthrew the government, the people that overthrew it were like, haha, gotcha, bitch. This is the law now, communism. And so it's I just don't think it's impossible for that to happen again. If this happened just as recently as during the gangster days in America, but over in Russia, or again, as recently as the 70s in Cambodia, which is Asia, or it's happening right now in North Korea, I don't think it's unreasonable when you see everything that we've been talking about with pop culture and governments and whatnot, that it might not happen. And I don't think it's in danger of happening right now, but I do think in the next 10 to 20 to 30 years, which is when my daughter will be an adult and whatnot, will she have to go through with potentially eating dogs because our generation didn't do enough?
Yeah. Look, man, the perfect future. Again, a lot of us reclusing to the trees. All right. And then just living a wild lifestyle, getting back to the fucking humans that we once were, man, before we became the wild animals that we were supposed to be instead of the domestic dogs that we are now, just waiting for massa, for our owners to fucking throw out little kibbles and whatnots to keep us sated. All right, this video.
She snagged her claw or whatever on fucking what?
Now again, everything he says, and I told you, he just looks soft, trying to this happened, this just lying about it. Like, bro, just own up to it. So yes, either what happened was, which I showed y'all, you got to turn the number up. Giving him the benefit of the doubt, which y'all don't want me to do because he's a boogeyman. He had it on her working number, and then in that moment to correct her, he went up high. And instead of going up a number high or simply using the high button on the same setting, he shot that bitch up and then hit it, and then that's what she responded to. But the making excuses of like snagging some shit or whatever, like, nah, you lying.
Well, and mind you, I don't think for a moment that it was an accident that he did that. And the reason is because now I'm no psychologist, just like I'm no dog trainer, but he has all the marks of being a sociopath. He is actively told his audience to go out and murder Republican politicians. He is with no remorse. He is advocated for, and I'm going to quote, let the streets run with their capitalist blood. So he has the marks of a sociopath, and sociopaths obviously don't care about animal health and whatnot. So I do not believe that this was, and I'm not saying you believe this either. I'm just stating that he accidentally turned it up too high. I think he knew good goddamn well that this would correct the dog, and so he turned it up. Correct the dog. So he turned it up way too high on purpose because this prop that he pretends is his pet was ruining his stream by moving.
Yeah. And like I see the clips of Hasan. I don't sit there and fucking watch his streams, but I watch y'all's videos on him and fucking Moist Critical and even Alba and Preach. You know, I know some people don't like them, but I watch videos of this dude. But just because I don't watch him for myself, I don't like to form like solid opinions on somebody. But yeah, just the idea of him, I understand he's a piece of shit. So again, people, I'm coming from the perspective of a dog trainer, and I don't want this to put a negative outlook on the tool.
Right. And I agree with that, which is why I was focusing on Hasan, is because I want the negative outlook to be on him, not the tool. I want all the negative outlook to be on, just like if someone, comes out and we got, let's say we got a school shooter. I don't want the negative outlook to be on guns. I want the negative outlook to be on the evil piece of shit that shot up the school, because just like shot collars or e-collars, my bad, are
e-collars.
I corrected myself.
You
think of it like misgendering. It's gonna take some time. I've never heard the term until today, but like No, like I'm never gonna blame the goddamn gun for the 6-year-olds in the elementary school being dead. I'm gonna blame the disgusting piece of shit that did it, because that's my mentality with this. I'm blaming Hasan, not the tool. I want more people to blame Hasan, not the tool.
Yeah.
On fucking what? The dog had its foot firmly lined.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
And then his reaction is equally as like, because we touch on this a little bit later. If this is his response to the dog just simply moving, I do think that is indicative, or is at least evidence of, what do we not see when the camera isn't rolling?
So I agree. I was saying, and I think I was saying in the chat, that a dog being on place that long is weird. There was something else that I was like at the company. I was like, it's not impressive that the dog can fucking remain there for so long, especially when you see what some people do to actually make the dog or to encourage the dog to stay there for so long. But I'm saying, sure, it's abuse if the dog has to stay there and does nothing else in life. But if he is taking the dog out, running with it, playing with it, actually interacting with it, having that relationship, that beautiful relationship with the dog, if he's balancing out this low energy time with high energy time, the dog getting to actually be a dog, then this is not abuse. But again, I don't watch him, and if he's streaming for so fucking long, you got to think about, okay, you spent all this
10
time
hours
streaming
on average, yeah,
and then you got to spend that amount of time also sleeping, then the dog is not really like getting out and doing dog shit. So
right.
yes, I agree with him being the dog being a prop, and his response, you say sociopathic, like sure, but that's why I said, like, bro, just own up to it. It like, oh shit, okay, I fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that does happen, because like I said, sometimes we miss signs, and some people will see, and the dog will yelp sometime, and it's like, damn, I as a human, I fucked up. Let me not continue that fuck up to like to affect the dog's like behavior and their association with the collar. Let me quickly resolve that with the client and with the dog, so that they don't have a negative association. But yes, he's not doing it. He's just trying to like double down or kind of excuse it right now. And you can tell, yeah, it sucks. It sucks to see his response to this. And I'm not saying he should run over, oh baby, or definitely don't fucking do that. But
well, I mean, and you can probably answer this. I'm not. This is not a statement. This is a question. Whether the shot collar was way too high, and he and he did e-collar, my bad, shot the shit out of his dog. Whether it was too high and he shot the shit out of his dog, or whether it was a snagged dew claw, which is a very tender part of the dog, should he have not checked to make sure it was okay?
If the dog has snagged the dew claw, then definitely, because that's actual harm to the dog, as opposed to this little shot. That is not going to burn the hole in the dog's neck or cause like actual surface like level damage. That was more so just that shock going through it. So when I shocked myself, I did like my body, it fucking my muscles contracted, and this shit like went like through. So I mean, it was more so that it wasn't causing any surface level damage. It was just the shock that caused me to do that. But I mean, yeah, check on the dog. I'm saying people be like, oh baby, I'm sorry. Then they get the petting on the dog and all of that type of shit. I'm saying that's what you shouldn't do. Just be neutral about it. Oh shit, my bad. Like, I'll say that. That's human speak. The dog don't necessarily know what that fucking means, but they know
they'll get the vibes though, and that's
they get the vibes.
Thing.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, as someone who's not an expert, this dog just got the vibes of, this motherfucker don't even care about me.
Yeah, if you say it's snagged, you don't definitely know that from like his back is still turned and he didn't actually check. So you didn't know that. You just made up a fucking excuse because he knew what he was doing with the shocking of the collar. Like I said, I've seen people do that to where they would have it set high, because as soon as the dog breaks the command, shoot, and then dog, oh shit, and then hurry up and jump their ass back on the fucking place. So it happens, people. It happens more than y'all think with these places.
It's just you're making her.
But so I don't know how this dog is like trained, who he went through, how he went about it, but he doesn't have the knowledge to actually explain that what just happened. So now that's what I'm saying. Like he's making the excuses, and then he starts to lie because the small lie is starting to turn into something bigger. And yeah, that's trash, bro. Just own up to it. I fucked up as a trainer.
Stressed. She just literally
exactly. Serrano, dog bed is smooth
so
as well.
Incredibly spoiled from my mom.
Now, for the life of me, like,
yeah, spoiled by the mom. That ain't got shit to do with this situation right now. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about him.
I cannot understand what he's
Stephen
even
Wright's my
upset
favorite
about in the
comedian
first
besides
place.
Dana
That he's like fucking quite really.
Take on this that I hadn't even was even more. So here it is. Wild how the most good faith interpretation of the Hasan thing is that he didn't really use a shot collar on his dog. He just and to be fair, you can't get on me for using shot collar there. I was quoting
Even before around.
I get it, and it's what people it's just what people say. It's the colloquial term, and it literally is a fucking shock. But I guess where I'm coming from is that dog's response to it is how a lot of people, I'm not even gonna say most, a lot of people associate that being the response across the board that all dogs have to it. But then you'll see so many trainers with the collar on their dog and the dog doesn't yelp. Like you can't even tell that the collar is being used when it's being used properly, because the dog simply just fucking looks at you because the trainer has done the work of teaching that dog to associate that little electrical pulse with, oh, my owner is talking to me. So that's why this is the response that people will go to
Prior to this.
And I guess with this video, it was more so my comments and your response to them, which is not to paint you as a terrible person or anything. Like you still don't, you stand on what you said. But I do want to get to that video sooner of where the conversation is, or people's apprehension to the tool and the shit that we got to do to convince them that, oh no, it's okay.
Oh, you said the conversation about me saying that like I don't get a fuck or whatnot.
Yeah.
That is that was near the end of this particular video. Jump ahead by say 5 minutes and see what I'm saying at that point. I'll be able to tell you.
Clip. It seems like he short and calls her a baby, and then tries
okay, and I was saying like my comment. So
to reassure the chat that she is.
Yeah, Hasan literally streams for 10 hours a day. So yeah, I thought that the 4-hour accusation was low. I was like, I thought he streamed for like 8+ hours. So yeah, it's 10 hours a day. Jesus.
So maybe you did respond to my comment already, which in the beginning you didn't really say anything, opposed to anything I was saying.
Yeah, well, I also didn't want to look like I was favoring you because I've got other people in chat and I need to, give at the time I was watching this, I think I had like somewhere between 68 and like 103 viewers live, and so I was like, I've got to make sure I give people adequate, right, because people aren't gonna chat if their chats aren't being acknowledged. So
why you gotta flex on me like that, bro?
I'll let the dog second time. Both dogs. One of them is midday. Fuck with it. Bring the friend's dog. Friend's dog. So
In the community, zoo creature. It's an old claw present, but he's cautious because it
Probably had a lot of good stuff to say about this too.
Yeah, I think this was a very well done video from him.
Yeah.
is such a tender spot.
Right, so this is when they're talking about the Duke Law again.
Yeah, so the Duke Law was used by like herding breeds, and people don't actually fucking know what the Duke Law was used for, but they think it was actually used as a thumb. So with herding breeds, when they would like crawl across the sheep, it would just help them to like grip better. Like sheep, cattle, whatever herd animal. So that's what people think it was used for, but yeah, to my knowledge, we don't exactly know. And it is a evolutionary byproduct.
Yeah. And I've seen at no point whatsoever the Duke
topic. It's become so big. Line outside of his.
It would also be hard for her to snag a dew claw because the dew claw is fucking up. So if all of these
Right.
other toes are on the cut, then it'll be real hard for
Right,
just the dew claw to.
58-minute and 55-second mark. It's a bit before that because
Okay.
55 seconds is when I say I don't give a fuck. So if we go like 56 or something, it'll probably be the beginning of that.
There, Buster really shows how stupid everyone's become. Everyone's really fucking dumb to believe in. And of course, it has to be.
People he paid to be his friends. Like, yeah,
I think no shit for it, especially on it or things.
collars or e-collars or dog collars. That's not my world. I don't give a fuck about it. What I give a fuck about is this evil motherfucker having a platform.
Again, I'm arguing against most of the public's opinion of the tool and see how this major story make our job harder, proving the benefits of the collar.
So when I said, so go back and replay that because I do feel like I actually should clarify something because in a way I now see your point in a way that I didn't before because I was going on memory as opposed to what I said because when you're in the moment you say a lot of shit. So play this from the beginning and I want to ask you something.
That. And this whole idea of just because you haven't seen it in the past on stream doesn't mean it's not something he's done before.
I couldn't care less about the public's opinion, though, AJ. I could not give a fuck less about the public's opinion on shock collars or e-collars or dog collars. That's not my world. I don't give a fuck about it. So, what I give a fuck about is this evil.
You want to keep going?
No. So near the beginning of this stream, when you and I started talking, you said that it was because of my refusal to use the proper terminology, right? Like you didn't like that. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you meant earlier, but it sounded like you were annoyed that I didn't say e-collar.
And not purposefully because shot collar is mostly what people know. And
that's what I was about to get. I was like right there. That was me cycling through terms because I just wasn't sure what the proper one was, so I just said a bunch of shit. So that
I would say this is more so. This was the negligence that I spoke of, like when you talk about this. That's it.
So aside from not using the proper terminology, what is the what's the negligence? Because I don't know that it's negligent to honestly say, since it's not my world, I don't care about. I mean, anyway, maybe I should have said maybe. Maybe I should have said I don't care. I don't feel like I shouldn't say that. But anyway, go for it. So aside from using the wrong terminology, what was the negligence?
I would say it was really that, and I said it just struck a nerve for me because you said you don't care how it makes this small groups of people jobs harder, and I'm like, well, fuck, like I'm in that small group of people, and that shit is hard because, like I've been saying, like it is a useful tool in the right hands, and my goal for all my clients is for their dogs to be off leash, and I'm showing my dogs like as fucking proof that it is possible. But then you kind of like when I said like you say you care about animals. But the fact that so many people can't get their dog to that point to where they're simply responding to commands, like their relationship is the tool and provide that off-leash life for their dog. That's how so many dogs end up with bad behaviors. Those bad behaviors cause people to give up on the dogs. Then now they're in shelters.
Wait, so when I say I don't care about, I don't care, that does so. I assume, like, obviously I talk shit. That's part of the streams and whatnot. But what I mean in the I don't care is that I'm not going to have I don't care enough to have an opinion on this that I think people should listen to because I'm not an expert. So like there's no reason for me to, at least by my assumption, pretend that I have answers for something I don't. So I don't care to talk about that topic. I don't care about that aspect of it.
What I said to you,
I don't want you to have it's not that I don't think anyone should talk about it. It's not I think that experts, people who do have actual thoughts like you, should be the one talking about it, not me.
So what I was saying because in the beginning you were saying like you said you were interested, okay? You didn't, I guess you didn't actually say you respected my opinion, but you said interested. So that's important. Because later on, when you was like, you don't give a fuck, then I was like, hold on, like you wanted my opinion at first. But then when it started to, I think, deviate from what you...
Well, no,
then that's when I said...
I want
Yeah,
your
that's what I
opinion.
said. I feel like you easily disregarded my opinion when it didn't align with you
Yeah,
and
no.
pointing
So
him out to be the bad
I
guy.
would say I did want your opinion. I respect that you gave me your opinion. I don't care about the opinions of an amorphous. Like, you don't speak for the whole dog training community.
Mhm.
I don't care about the opinions of the whole dog training community. I want your opinion though, because you're an individual. Does that make sense? I could not care less about. Just like I don't expect you to speak for all the blacks, I don't expect you to speak for all the dog trainers. I do expect you to speak for you though, and I do care, even if I disagree with what you have to say. I do care. I do care and have interest about what you have to say.
I get what you're saying. The point of this was I was going to react to it anyway, and I was going to still
No,
hold the
go for it.
same.
By all means. By all means. That's
Not
why we're
not
doing
not
this.
you, not you. I'm saying the Hasan stuff. But when you
Gotcha.
reacted to it, I was like, well, shit. There's now I can just react to your video because there's the fucking clip there with Hasan, and I can use that. But I just knew because of your conversation around it that I was going to have to respond to internet video Leon,
Right.
and so that's why I was letting you know, like, hey, I'm a react to this.
No, dude, no. Anytime I say some out of pocket shit, whether I'm on stream with you or not, you want to react to it, and do some, yeah, go for it. Because I mean, you've got different views than I do on a lot of shit, and I think that's beneficial. Like,
well, I can't react to your video because for reasons. All right, moving on.
evil motherfucker having a platform.
Or it is very possible training.
Yourself.
So I think so we've talked about that enough. I think we understand where we're coming from. But the conversation that I was saying that a lot of us have to have. So I got this video pulled up, and this is, again, it's a skit, but this is the actual conversation that us dog trainers will have to have with people and their reluctance to use the e-collar for their dog.
Good.
Babe, what is this?
Oh, I'm just trying something new here.
What the is this?
So this here is just
No,
a.
don't touch my dog.
All right. It's.
All right, and I think this is the point where, again, it is
about 15 minutes, just so you know. By the way,
how many?
for my Discord party, about 15.
15. Okay,
Yeah, my Discord party. Yeah.
this quick.
No. Take your time. I was just letting you know now. That way, it just have to be like just bounce on you randomly.
Okay.
But like I said, it's just one of those things that I like.
So the negligence that I spoke of, it's because of this. So you're highlighting Hasan as the boogeyman, but you're still using the terminology. And I guess some people that would see that, they don't know who Hasan is. They only see dog using an e-collar, and this is what happens. Like I said, they associate that dog's response as every dog's response to the e-collar. So I'm saying if somebody was to look at your video and hear how you spoke about it and not know who he is, then they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to use a fucking e-collar. It shocks dogs.
In a sense, I do get that, and I do get what you mean. I would ask you, do you think that there's a majority of people on the internet who don't know who Mr. Beast is, for example? Or do you think the majority on the internet do know who he is? They might not watch the content, but they know who he is.
I would say most people don't know. Just like most people, I don't think know Hasan. A lot of people are on the internet, but because of these algorithms, I would say that we consume what we watch. So for instance, I think somebody was I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was I think it was the Penzo, but like the Kai Sinet or like Gideon. So you got people with millions of subscribers, even Kill Tony. You would assume because of the numbers that these people get that the average person might know who they are, but that's really just not their world. So they don't fucking know.
And here's why I in part agree and in part disagree. Oh, go for it.
I'm gonna say, hold on, another example. So the Abba and Preach, if y'all know who they are, when Abba was talking about Charlie Kirk, and there was a debate with him and this dude named Stevie Knight, and how Abba pulled the video out to where Charlie Kirk was saying where if his daughter was like raped and then he would like make her like go through with the pregnancy.
Period term, yeah.
Yeah. And then Stevie Knight, who was a Charlie Kirk supporter, was saying you took context out. Nobody knows he's a Christian. Nobody knows he's like against abortion. You just made him look like a demon. And Abba was saying, well, everybody fucking knows who Charlie Kirk is. Like, he's popular. And it's like, no, everybody don't fucking know. I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was until the man died. So yeah, internet fame does not equal real world fame.
And to that, I would say that to a degree you are correct, but I would also say when we do these videos, and there's a reason I'm bringing up videos first. When we do videos there to cultivate an audience, when you do streams, you don't really find new people through streams. I mean, occasionally it happens, but in general, people find your videos and then they're like, oh shit, this person I've been watching also does live streams. Like, how many times have you gotten new people in here? Like, let's say right now, this Hasan stuff is a trending topic right now. Hasan's dog is a trending topic. You've got it in the title. But everybody in this chat so far are all people we know. You haven't found anyone new off this. Just like I don't get new people in my streams. People that come to my streams know me from my videos and whatnot. So they likely already have an idea of the stuff I cover. And I've covered Hasan multiple times. So I don't think there might be a few randos, a few stragglers who aren't going to know who Hasan is. But the people watching me are already familiar with me and familiar with my content. So they're going to be familiar with Hasan by proxy because I've already covered him and talked about him so much. So I don't think there actually is much of a danger of like spreading this this misinformation about like Hasan, this Hasan guy, and by proxy the e-collars, because the people that are there in the stream they're there because they already know who you are, and that's why they're seeking out your streams.
Yeah, and I know you can't. I can't dictate what you do with your with your channel, what you talk about.
No, I don't think that's what you're asking me to do at all.
No. So, like, no, I wouldn't. Me asking you to do that was because I knew you personally. If I didn't know who you were and I stumbled on your stream and heard you talking, honestly, I probably wouldn't have just said shit because I'm like, well, I don't know this fucking guy. Like, it don't fucking matter. But yeah, just because I think because I know you, then that's a person that I had some type of influence. You get what I mean when I say that?
Yeah, no, for sure. Friends influence each other all the time. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like maybe just.
And when you said, "Can I call you?" I was like, "Oh shit." I'm probably legitimately upset. This is serious. I'll go, yeah. We're like, damn, let's fucking talk. Like, and then that's why we call the phone. It was like, yeah, because now, like,
yeah. So that's also, yeah. Like I said, bro, just your response to it and how you talk about it leads to this situation, and it is prevalent enough in the dog training community to where this dude had to make a fucking skit about it. And so the difference between him and the company that I worked for is people know when they go to that company that their collar is getting slapped on their dog. He is doing everything he can within his power to benefit the dog and his training in the relationship. So he's not automatically throwing a collar on every dog because a lot of dogs don't fucking need that shit. But again, he doesn't even deal heavily with the collars per se, and he still felt the need to make this.
When people are apprehensive about it, because it gives me an opportunity to like put my foot in the door and really teach them what it is. Okay. So I'll grab it and I'll show you how it works. Okay. And then when he comes in, I'll explain it to him. Okay. Sound good? Yeah. Cool. Good. Now that the collar's on, basically we can start the training process. Hey, my husband's here. Oh, cool.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Get down, buddy.
Hey.
Good.
Babe, what is this?
Oh, I'm just trying something new here.
What the f is this?
So this here is just
don't touch my dog.
All right. It's all right. It's just a remote collar. Like we talked about this.
Babe, I thought.
So that's the terms. What is the difference between shock collar and e-collar? So I'm just saying, because I know this world, it is a conversation, and we have to constantly tell people, well, it's not a shock collar, it's an e-collar. Like there's a difference, but people just hear shock.
Now
we agreed on this one.
I don't disagree with that. Like in terms of the because again, this is your world, in the terms of like, okay, it's easier to say this. By the same token, I would, and this isn't just the thing with e-collars. To me, this is like, the softening of language. Like when people say PDF file instead of pedophile, I'm like, all right, yeah, that might make it sound better, sound nicer, or whatnot, but at the end of the day, that's not what the fuck it is. And more instead of trying to change the language, we should try and get people to realize that these words have fucking meaning and use the real words. Well, obviously that's not something to be done overnight. And I'm not asking you to have that position. That's what this reminds me of when people say soft shit on the internet to try and minimize stuff. Like
I
I would say
think
PTSD instead of shell shock, from George Carlin's whole bit.
I think because when you say that, and I was thinking about how I was trying to come up with an example, but like how political movements will use different language as to how they're trying to portray a person. So you'll see, like with the black people, how they'll use certain language as opposed to it being a white person committing like very similar crimes. So that situation was more so with where I felt, and I know this wasn't your intention, but your goal was to point Hasan to make him the bad guy. So people use shot collar. So I was saying, like, okay, let's change the language. Let's not use hyperbolic language to make him a bad person, because it affects other areas as well.
Oh yeah, no, I want people to see Hasan as a bad guy because he's a bad guy, not for any sort of whether I said shot collar or e-collar. And in my now, obviously, I didn't really know about the difference in the terminology at the time, but like knowing about it now, whether I use the term shot collar or e-collar, in my opinion, that's kind of irrelevant, because the point is that Hasan's a bad motherfucker and people need to see him for the bad motherfucker he is. But like, it's I get what you mean in terms of like the different language being used. Like, for example, when you know the comedian Tracy Morgan?
Yes.
When his fucking apartment caught fire, they wrote "crib catches fire" in the headlines. Tracy Morgan's crib catches fire. Like, motherfucker, if he was a white dude, you wouldn't use the word crib. Let's be real. So yeah, I get what you mean in terms of the terminology and whatnot.
Why would they use crib? Like, was it a
because he's black? Let's be real, because he's black.
I know he's black, but was the reporters, were the journalists?
No, I'm sure they wanted. I'm guessing the reason they wrote it like that is because they wanted to get black people to buy the newspaper, so they wrote the word crib because that would appeal to black people. That's my guess. That's what I assume. Is all a game like that.
And sure, for some blacks, but when I hear that, I'm like, oh shit, he got a baby in a crib. When he get a newborn, bro? Like, bro, I heard fucking. All right,
we're not shocking.
Oh yeah, so the difference, he might say it in the video. We're not gonna stay here too long, but yes, people, this is an e-collar. It sends an electrical pulse, whereas a shock collar, it shocks. You can't control that shock. It just shocks the fucking dog. It's high enough to get that reaction. These collars can get up to that level of a reaction, but you can control that. But yeah, the shock collars when your dog vocalizes. So shock collars are like bark collars, which sucks because all you gotta do is teach your dog the fucking quiet command. And I'll yell at my dogs, quiet, and they'll be fucking quiet. No use of a collar needed. But people don't do the work that it takes to just get your command solid. They rely on this type of shit. So
no, I know, but we talked about it. It might be a good option for us to try this kind of different thing.
You tell me we brought Delta all the way here, and our best option's a shot collar.
Let's just listen to what he has to say.
Yeah,
I'm here for training.
We're gonna work on it. And I know you're upset. It's not a shot collar though. I know you think it is. Carol and I talked about this. It's completely different from a shot collar. We're using a remote collar. And I know it's confusing. I get it. But at the same time, like, give me an opportunity to explain to you what it is, and then if you don't feel comfortable, we won't use it.
You're okay with this?
Well, I think it would be a good option for us since,
All right, so yeah, this is a good video. Watch it in full. I dropped the link to that, but this will help explain to people the difference between an e-collar and an actual shot collar. Shot collars are bad, and they're like a band-aid on a problem. It's a quick result as opposed to taking the time to actually teach your dog what it needs to and to respond to your fucking verbal commands, which people should be able to just talk to their dog and the dog fucking listens. But you got to incentivize that. Give them reason to listen to you, not just because I am human. Hear me roar. I'm better than you, animal. That's about it. That's all I had, man. You got to go.
It was great though. I had a blast doing this. This is one of my dog for tonight. And then when you hit me up, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yes, we got to talk about some dog stuff over on my pop culture channel. That's weird. That's crazy. All right, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. We'll talk about the Dragon Ball and all that other shit like some other point.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna actually go let my neighbor's dogs out in the final time before they're down, and then I'm gonna hop in my Discord and we're gonna watch a shitty fucking movie that I goddamn hate. So
how do y'all watch it? Do you show it? Like,
yeah. Since it's the Discord, it's not YouTube. There's no copyrights. Not. I just pull the movie up on my screen, share my screen, and we all watch it together.
Why am I not invited to the party?
My Discord's public. I've never seen you on Discord, to be real. If I'm being honest,
I stay out.
You are invited. I don't know if you're in my Discord or not, but like, if you're in my Discord, then yeah, you're invited.
Yeah, I'm in your Discord. I'm a vital idol.
Well, then yeah, you're fucking invited. It's a Discord watch party. Everyone's invited as long as you're in the Discord.
Everybody's invited. It's the party. All right.
I'm about to say I'm gonna go watch some dogs, get some alcohol. So, catch you later, crew.
Oh, okay, peace, bro.
Let me know if you need anything, brother.
Gotcha. Appreciate you. Be easy. All right, y'all. So this is, I was thinking about making a video earlier, but then I saw Leon. He had made his thumbnail. He was going to talk about it. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, let me just, I'll just wait till afterwards and I'll do a video later. Maybe I'll do a stream. No, I said I was going to do a video, but then hearing his thoughts on it and how he kind of spoke about it, I was like, all right, bro, I got to do a stream. I got to react to this. And I told him, hey, bro, I'm going to do this. And I was like, you're welcome to come on and like, let's talk about it. Let's have that conversation. And he did. And it was fucking dope. I'm streaming every day this month. This counts as a stream. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'll jump in the watch party because I got to let my dogs out. Because I work during the day and I let them out when I got here. Took some time to do this. And because I work so much in the day, balance, I let my dogs out at night. But I, as a responsible dog owner, for the most part, I make sure to not let my dogs vocalize at night because people are asleep. So the few that like to bark and go crazy and get rowdy, I tell them, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I was just like, no, quiet. So anyway, that's what I got to do. Y'all be easy. I appreciate y'all. Most people don't know how to command their dogs. They don't. So that's why I was hurt when he was like, I could give a fuck less about making some people's job hard. I'm like, bro, it's so goddamn hard. And what sucks is just like my client I was telling you about, man, telling y'all about, his dog got out and attacked another dog. Yes, I was telling this man a long time ago, like, your dog is displaying these behaviors. Right now, he's young. As he gets older, as the black people say, get the smell of himself. Once he realizes his power, it's going to get worse. So trainers all the time are telling people, hey, you need to get the dog trained, It's not to bleed you dry of money. Some people will do that. It's not to suck the money out of you. It's because we know later on it's going to become a problem and you're going to want to give up on that dog and it's going to end up in a shelter. More than likely, it's going to end up euthanized. Somebody else, the lady that does my hair, it's not exactly her dog. It's her friend's dog and they stay together. And this dog, it's only 2 dogs in the household. And then the dogs don't get along. They get to fighting for whatever the fuck reason. So I'm like, well, let me see. Let's work on it. Let's figure that out. Let's get some training going. And they're like, nah, we're just going to keep them separated. Well, you can only bandage the issue for so long until worst case scenario happens. So somehow situation happened to where they couldn't keep them separated and the dogs got into it. And then the dogs get to fighting and the dog turns on the other, on the human and bites the human. So now they like, oh, we need to send this dog somewhere it's biting us. And it's like, well, I warned you about this. Now it's happened. And it's not everybody. A lot of people are like, well, let me do the fucking work. What do I need to do now? I waited this long. That sucks, but I don't want to give up on my dog. So yeah, it happens. So anyway, I was very passionate about this conversation, about this topic. Let me see y'all comments. Good conversation. Appreciate you. Stay safe, free. God bless and have a good one. I wish y'all looking fortunate. The dogs come out when the freaks come out. Good night. Well, appreciate you, Granola, for being here pretty much from the beginning. It's not that they don't want to. They really don't know. They just want to love them all the time. I agree. And that's why I've said, well, I'm not for like government control or anything. I do think people should be required to do some type of training, some type of course, some type of certificate or something to get a dog. Yes, that's more. I know it's putting more stipulations on stuff, but man, so many people don't fucking know. And everything that they do, like spoiling their dogs, is actually contributing to terrible behaviors. And which is why Cesar Millan, when he said like he would watch the movies and see these trained actors, and he thought America had the best dog trainers. But when he came over here, he see like the dogs are spoiled, like the dogs have money, but they have the worst behavior issues that he see, as opposed to third world countries where the dogs don't have that. All they know is to work, to struggle, to get it, to work with the humans. The dogs have jobs, and dogs don't have jobs here. My dogs don't have fucking jobs. I don't have jobs for my fucking dogs. I just know how to give them a balanced life and take them out and do stuff with them and talk to them and whatnot. So, but yeah, I'm trying to get to the point. I would love to get to a point to where I can, I not necessarily have jobs, because I want to. I do have a couple of herders that could benefit greatly from it, but like just different sports to play with your dogs. That's how you get that fulfillment out of them, give them those outlets. But instead of just playing like certain sports with my dogs, I want to, there's a couple of them, man. I need to get their ass into some, to what is it? Expect more from my dog. Not necessarily expect more, but anyway, I think y'all get what I'm saying. They got to get it out the mud. Actually, they got to get in the mud with them dogs. Yeah, that's what them third world dogs do. Jorge, just saw your kill. Tony said, "Hey man, what you feel about it, bro?" Again, the people that know me, is funny because people will see that and they just think I'm just a goddamn comedian. I tell jokes sometimes. Jorge, glad you here, but I'm a pop culture guy. Oh yeah, this is my shirt. I wore the shirt not because of the stream, but I usually like to throw this on when I'm out with the dogs. But this is my shirt, Pariah, and my business is the Pariah Pack on Instagram, the Pariah Pack on YouTube, the Pariah Pack. No, Mike, no, they're talking about the same set. Somebody else reached out to me like a couple of days ago and said, "I just saw you on Kill Tony." Like, that's why I said, y'all, that shit's gonna be here forever. People fucking years from now are probably gonna be hitting me up talking about, "I saw you on Kill Tony. It was a really good set, bro. Appreciate it." Look, man, look, I've been struggling, bro. I've been going through it. Okay. Fucking car got repossessed. Just throwing that out there. Just money been crazy. I've been struggling, man. And so now I'm unable to like get to fucking shows and do shows, and I can't get out to Austin necessarily to go do Kill Tony. But we gonna bounce back, bro. We gonna bounce back. I'm not done with the comedy, son. I'll still be writing jokes, cracking jokes. The struggle makes for better comedy. My little dick joke is one of my most popular jokes. The dating jokes, the struggles with dating, and me with the trans joke, talking about some possibly sucking the trans dick. Hey, that's because I didn't swipe it. I'm not saying I swiped on them like, hey, let me get that. Let me slurp that. No, not that. But I'm just saying, like, you'll be looking at the chick like, damn, that bitch fine. And then you read the bio, then you see the little flag, and it's like, what's the little sound effect? Like that shit happens. Like, oh, fuck. What have I become? Let me get the fuck out of here. But yeah, terrible experiences make for a great comedy, man. All right, so yeah, I'll play an intro, outro. Appreciate you though, Jorge. Just know I still crack jokes here and there, but it's more so I'm talking about pop culture and the agenda-driven media that's being pushed current day. I got some Disney jokes talking about that shit, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna play y'all out. Peace. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'm going strong. Man. It's be like, I want to sleep. But we doing it. What is it? 31 days of Hallowstream. And at this point, I'm supposed to have Toonami up and ready to go. What the fuck are my Toonami clips? All right, y'all gonna have this.
But the boy, nothing.
What the fuck? So your weird ass was trying to get head from a little kid?
Okay, that's enough. Calm down, Naruto. He's not the enemy. Not right now.
Nah, fuck that shit! This nigga is a fucking pedophile!
Dreams are meaningful when you work toward them in the real world. If you merely live within the dreams of other people, it's no different from being dead.
It's only natural that you feel afraid right now. We all possess something inside us that we cannot compromise. It's that inner passion that gives us the strength and courage to fight.
You have no right to tell me what I'm allowed to do or not do, or what knowledge I can or cannot learn.
Don't you know you gotta enjoy life, or it'll slip away?
The world needs all kinds of people.
You should do what you want to do.
Only one small part within a much greater flow. Nothing more than a fraction of the whole. But by putting all those ones together, you get one great all.
That's why I won't ever give up.
We are getting stronger with every step we take.